Good, rather. It's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say the other man, maybe I'll be an example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. You see how me at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your...
Y'all, didn't Judge Mathis stand in front of everybody and swear he was going to fight for his marriage no matter what? Because if that's true, why do these stories keep surfacing about him being caught with other women, moving like he was single and stress-free? Word on the street is Greg really believed that a few public apologies, some forced PDA, and a carefully curated family man image would be enough. Enough for Linda to do what she had always done, stay quiet, forgive, and hold it down. But that first divorce filing? That wasn't a threat. That was Linda signaling that the grace period was over. According to insider reports, Greg didn't just slip up once or twice. Allegedly, stepping out became a pattern: cheat, apologize, promise to change, then repeat. He assumed Linda would continue swallowing the disrespect to protect their public image and shared net worth. The final breaking point came when Linda allegedly caught him with a younger woman. The only reason she called the divorce off was because Greg promised, once again, that he would change. But behind the scenes, that promise meant nothing. While Greg played devoted husband on camera, reports suggest Linda was enduring far more than anyone knew behind closed doors.
Mathis Family Matters, and as you see on there, our influence is that, black families are great families, and no, they're not filled with, just inner fighting.
Now, Linda is losing her patience for good, and it didn't happen overnight. For years, rumors swirled that Judge Mathis was knocking boots anytime work took him out of town or kept him away from home for long hours, which happened often. After nearly 40 years together and countless nights spent apart, Linda reportedly knew her husband wasn't spending all those nights alone. Still, she chose to look the other way, all in the name of keeping her family together. That silence only gave Greg more confidence, more nerve to move even bolder. But everything changed when Linda allegedly heard whispers of a possible secret love child. A child walking around with his same nose and ears. That's when she snapped. Everything she had been holding and came rushing out at once. From there, reports say the marriage became a cycle of fighting, making up and separating again over and over. And let's not forget the imbalance. While Judge Mathis was out becoming a household name, Linda was mostly a stay-at-home wife and mother. He has even acknowledged that the only reason he was able to excel the way he did was because Linda held everything down at home. She believed she was supporting a man who was building a future for their family. So to discover, he may have been stepping outside their marriage, embarrassing her publicly, and possibly even getting another woman pregnant, while she worked around the clock as his wife, lover, and unofficial secretary cut deep. And this wasn't the first time Judge Mathis had been caught cheating. Remember when Wendy Williams accused him of being with other women? Instead of brushing it off, he went into full defense mode, turning the tables and dragging Wendy into the mess as collateral damage. Child, it was treacherous. Because everybody knows, an innocent man doesn't react like that unless there's something he's desperate to hide.
Now, that might not be true according to you about this woman that allegedly you slept with, allegedly got her pregnant. Let me draw up the skeleton, Judge, and then you fill in the meat.
Wendy, I didn't read that part. Now you making that up.
Okay, let me draw up.
And WBLS about to be sued for defamation. You gonna make some stuff
Okay,
up here
Judge,
that
you
wasn't
are
even alleged.
Okay,
now, that's called defamation.
All right.
That's called defamation, Wendy.
Okay.
He didn't did not allege that.
All right, look.
I'll tell you what she alleged. It wasn't that.
All right, you tell me what she alleged, Judge, in all of your anger.
I'm not angry.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I also got it. I didn't do it.
I also got
I
it
have nothing to do with it. And I don't know the woman. Never met her. Never used cocaine. Now, let's talk about fueling your stuff. You, on the other hand, have admitted to being addicted to cocaine.
Absolutely.
Secondly, you continue to show symptoms of your addiction.
Okay.
Lastly,
what are those symptoms? Tell me.
These nasal passages you keep coughing up.
And I did Afrin.
This eternal cold that you continue to have.
Yes,
that you can't have to come to work because every other now you even stupid so low as to blame it on your baby, your newborn. How low can you get? That's about as low as you can get to blame your child for your cocaine addiction. And then lastly, your bisexual activity. I'm sure your audience want to know about that. I've heard that rumor.
I'm sure my husband would love that.
Yeah. Oh, he watches. Does he watch when you do it?
Yes. Don't you know?
No, I don't know. I didn't know you were that low down. Lastly, we can continue with what I heard about all those abortions. Like 8. You had 8 abortions. That's what I heard. That's the rumor. Now you want to keep fueling that? Did you write about that in your book?
There were even more rumors floating around that he was openly messing with IG baddies, and Linda endured far more than she ever should have. In fact, it was an open secret in their circle. And you know how wealthy Hollywood couples move. Everybody knows, but nobody talks. So when Linda finally filed for divorce the first time, people knew something major had happened. Whatever Judge Mathis did, it had to be bad enough for the pot to finally boil over. Word on the internet streets is that what Linda outlined in those divorce filings was damaging enough to threaten the spotless image Judge Mathis spent his entire career building. Because the Judge Mathis we see on camera? That's a brand. And if that brand takes a hit, whatever career he is left would be finished. That's why he suddenly put on his big boy pants, took accountability, and did just enough to win his wife back. And it worked. They were spotted going on dates. Judge Mathis made sure the world knew everything was good in the Mathis household. Linda even called off the divorce. Now, allegedly, she did that because there was simply too much money and too many joint assets to divide without making sure she got what she deserved. But according to whispers, Linda and Judge always had an understanding, like many Hollywood couples do. He could have his fun as long as he came home to his wife. The problem? He started spending more time with his side pieces than with Linda. And that didn't sit right with her. That first divorce filing wasn't the end, it was a warning. A last chance to get it together. But it didn't take long for Judge Mathis to fall right back into his old ways. And this time, Linda isn't tolerating it. Because if he can't sit down, stay faithful, and focus on his family now that he's retired, then what exactly is left to hope for? People are saying maybe it's finally time for Linda to do what she's been threatening to do all along. For her to speak up after years of silence, while Judge continues embarrassing her publicly, that cuts deep. Wendy Williams would have a field day with this one. Linda said enough. I'm not pretending anymore. Now run me my half. But I want to know what you think. Should Miss Linda stay with the wandering judge, or should she throw the book at him and cut him off for good? Sound off in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.